What is cracking, YouTube? So, I just got out of the shower. My hair's still pretty wet. I'll let that dry and stuff. But, I'm also doing a little bit of laundry. So I can have some, and these clothes are relatively clean, but, you know what I'm saying? But, like, do a little bit of laundry so I can have some extra clean, you know what I'm saying? Like, extra clean clothes to change into before I go to the company Christmas party, which is tonight. I still have to make my ice cream bread, and that won't take too long. I'd have to go onto my iTunes and do a little bit of messing around. Take my phone. Actually, my phone should have enough space on it for a decent video, so never mind. So I'll just show you how to, when the butter gets here, because I had to ask a homie of mine if I could borrow some butter for the recipe. And he's like, yeah, sure, I got you. And I'm like, alright, cool. No, the butter doesn't necessarily go in the recipe, but it's used to keep the bread from sticking to the pan, see? And the combination I picked, I like it, you know. I'd have a little bit of ice cream after dinner over the last couple of days here, and I'd mix a little bit of peach cobbler with a little bit of that Reese's, and I have some, and it's pretty good, you know. Really, 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 really good. But, like, I noticed that it started getting kind of low, and I'm like, okay, I gotta stop myself from eating the rest of this so I can have some to make the bread. But, I don't know, YouTube. I think I might be asexual. Watch out. And the reason I say this is because, one, growing up, women never showed that much interest in me. So I'm constantly getting rejected, you know. So it got to a point where I just quit caring, you know. And then out of the fucking blue, I get a girlfriend for the first time one time, and, you know, it was nice while it lasted. But, and if I'm single for a couple of months, yeah, it does suck a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But I get to a period of being single for so long that I physically stop caring, you know. And I have a hard time, you know, talking with the opposite sex anyway, so it's probably easier if I try to convince myself that I'm asexual and shit. Now, just because somebody's asexual doesn't mean that they've lost all interest in sex and relationships and all that. There's various levels of it. I become single, and I stay single for long enough. I'll show literally little to no interest in dating, you know. A lot of that growing up was me picking up on social cues, especially, you know, if I had learned to pick up on social cues a little bit better, like if I had that skill, if I had that social skill in junior high and high school, it wouldn't have been as bad as it was, but screw you, Winston. Sorry about that, YouTube. My poltergeist likes to open my front door when it's unlocked. And I heard my door open by itself again. I look over and I'm like, really? For all I know, I could be a combination of demisexual and asexual, which is possible, you know. I mean, I've had encounters with women before. It's nice. I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not so easy sometimes, you know. Yeah. Being a socially awkward, autistic goth. Yeah. And that could change, you know. All this bullshit could change, you know, by the end of the month if Bailey's party goes according to plan, you know. And this is the frustrating thing of it, is my homeboy Scotty's like, I used to go to school with this girl who has Asperger's and she's into goth and what have you. I'm just like, okay, so we got a girl that has a lot in common with me. That definitely piques my interest, YouTube. Most definitely, yes. And then I'm like, alright, I'd definitely like to meet her. And then every time we go to meet, so far it's been, you know, one thing after another, just minor inconveniences that prevent us from meeting. And, you know, it's frustrating to say the least. You know, my homeboy Scotty showed her a picture of me on my Facebook page, and he said that she said that she thinks I'm cute and shit, so, you know, and then, you know, Scotty showed me a picture of her, and I'm like, damn, someone attractive finds me cute. That's hard to believe. But hopefully by the end of the month we'll see. No guarantees though. And my homeboy Scotty, this is what he said, that if the situation with Bailey doesn't work out, then my homeboy Scotty says he's got plenty of girls he could set me up with, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's one advantage to having a friend who's a bit of a hound dog. Now, I'm not kidding you. Okay, my homeboy Scotty is walking back to where he's living the other night. And this smoking hot emo girl picks him up and gives him a ride home. And then gives him his number, or gives him her number. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, knowing Scotty, of course, he's fucking bragging about it. That shit's funny. No, like seriously, he brags about it. Like he was bragging about it for the last 2 days. I'm just like, yeah, you know, if I was in his shoes, I'd be bragging about it too. You know. I mean, my homeboy Scotty has ridiculously insane good luck with women. Women practically throw themselves at him. And I'm like, it must be nice, dude, you know. And he goes, and this is what Scotty says, you know, sometimes it's a curse. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And he goes, because, dude, women fighting over you and creating drama and shit. I'm like, well, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. You know, some guys wish they had that ability, that women just throw themselves at them and shit like that. Well, my homeboy Scotty is living proof of that, and it's ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous, but, you know, if I had at least a third of what he had with women as far as social luck goes, you know, but... And then, you know, my homeboy Scotty has had women stalking him in the past before. And I'm just like, damn, dude. But I am not going to lie. I'm a little bit nervous about meeting Bailey. And one of the biggest things for me talking to women is my Asperger's. You know, I'm very self-conscious of it. You know, I wonder if they're going to notice it. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I avoid talking to women because of that. You know, and I think to myself that, oh, you know, they'll notice my Asperger's and they'll be turned off by it and shit. So, you know, anticipating rejection is basically why I don't talk to women that much. You know, I anticipate getting shot down before I even try, so, you know, and then all those other factors in my head start playing out, and then because of that, you know, if I'm in a social situation like a bar or what have you, I usually keep to myself and drink unless I see some people that I know there. Like if I go to the bar and I see a couple people that I know there, then I'll wander on over to them and hang out with them for a minute. So, yeah. You know. Which I don't mind drinking alone, you know what I'm saying? It is a lot funner to drink with friends, but, you know, when it comes to like drinking and stuff, you know, I have no problems drinking alone. None whatsoever. Freaking ever. But, yeah. But then, you know, my homeboy Scotty was telling me that Bailey told him that she has Asperger's too, and I'm just like, well, that makes it a little bit easier on my part, especially because I don't have to worry about my Asperger's being noticeable, because it's not going to matter. She has it too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, you know, here's someone who can relate a little bit, you know. And a lot of people are saying that my homeboy Scotty's playing me and shit. And with the circumstances happening like they have happened in the last couple of weeks, I can see why a lot of people could think that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, being asexual would be the safest possible form of sexuality, because if you show little to no interest in sex, you're not going to risk, you know, getting some girl pregnant or catching an STD. Because getting pussy is awesome. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. You know what I'm saying? But that's like playing Russian roulette with a fucking loaded revolver, and you have 2 bullets in your cylinder out of the 6. One bullet says STD, the other bullet says pregnancy. And every time you go to have sex, it's like going spinning the chamber or the chambers, and then clicking the gun back and going. If one of the 2 were to shoot you, metaphorically speaking, and both STDs and pregnancies are preventable with birth control and protection and shit like that. But the thing of it is, though, like, if a woman's on birth control, you should make the extra attempt, if you know what I'm saying, to like wear a condom, because birth control is only 95 to 99.9% effective. So you still have a 5 in 1 chance of getting her pregnant. And condoms, they do prevent STDs, but the thing of it is condoms break. So, But if you spend your entire life taking no risks whatsoever, living and playing it safe, I imagine that would get boring after a while, Because if I want to make that argument, honestly, people could argue with me and say, well, you take the risk with your tobacco, tobacco's bad for you, and yet you take the risk of lung cancer and shit. And it's a risk I'm unwilling to take because the nicotine, it calms me down, you know what I'm saying? It levels me out a little bit, When you have Asperger's syndrome, your brain doesn't produce the chemical known as dopamine, which is the chemical that balances you out. It makes you less stressful, and it makes you less depressed. So people who have Asperger's or ADHD, you'll find they'll drink pop because caffeine is a stimulant that releases dopamine in your brain. Nicotine's the same way. Cannabis as well. I love smoking cannabis for my Asperger's because literally one of the side effects of cannabis is that it releases dopamine in your brain. And when your disorder prevents you from releasing dopamine in your brain. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, they make pills for that, but I don't trust the drug companies too much. I mean, I like smoking cannabis for my Asperger's because it's natural and safe, and I know the side effects of cannabis and how they affect me, And for the stuff that I've taken for my Asperger's in the past, I can honestly say that cannabis is the best. And new studies have come out saying that cannabis can be used to treat ADHD. And I've known this for a long time. Even I personally have known this for a long time, even before the research has come out. When you have ADHD, your mind races at about 10,000 thoughts a second. It makes it hard to sit down and focus on one particular thing. Okay, so you smoke some cannabis, just enough to slow your thought process down a little bit. It allows somebody with ADHD to actually focus on their day-to-day activities. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I'll get changed into my outfit for the party later on, but right now I'm doing a little bit of laundry, so, yeah. So I can have some extra clean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wore these clothes yesterday, so, I had to wear something while I waited for the laundry to get done, so, yeah. I'm not really fussed about it, but, like, yeah. But, like, yeah, being asexual can be hard, though, because you go through life being very, 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 very lonely. And, if you get into a relationship with a girl, You know what I'm saying? Now, girls can try to play it off all they want to, but girls can enjoy sex as much as guys can. So, that being said, if you're in a relationship with somebody, and how long do you deny her sex before she's like, before she goes off cheating on you with somebody else? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of asexual people, if they're in any relationship with somebody who's more into sex than they are, you know, and they don't want to lose that somebody quite often, you know, people who are in those kinds of relationships, the person who is asexual the person who is asexual in that relationship may often give their partner, their relationship partner, permission to have sex with somebody else while they're in their relationship, just so they don't feel like, you know, and that quite often that's happened, you know what I'm saying, like, that way that, you know what I'm saying, and to me that would kind of suck to have to go through that. But some people who are asexual, they don't have a complete loss of interest in sex. They still have an interest in it. It's just really toned down, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of perverted, I'm not gonna lie, but, you know, I literally have a little to no interest in sex. I mean, if I get it, awesome, you know what I'm saying? But if I don't get it, I'm not gonna be, like, too upset about it, honestly, because it's like, unless you're a pimp or a whore, you're not gonna you need sex to pay the bills, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. And that is the fucking truth of it. So, a combination of asexual and demisexual, and identifying as straight. Yeah. Looking back on my life so far, that actually makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I literally show little to no interest in sex, and, you know, I'll only have sex with a woman unless I feel like I could have a strong connection to her, you know what I'm saying? And that connection is not just sexually, but like mentally too, you know what I'm saying? If I could have gone back in time, I would tell myself in junior high and high school to focus more on your guitar playing and your studies. And then I would tell my past self that you'll have sex and encounters with girls when you're in your 20s and shit. But, you know what I'm saying? That you'll get your first kiss when you're 18 or 19. And not to worry about it, you know. And then I wouldn't have stressed junior high and high school so much, you know what I'm saying? But like, and everybody knows this for a fucking fact, but when you're in junior high and high school, there's a lot of pressure, you know, put on these kids to go out and it's not just from their fellow peers, but from society and from a very sexually charged society. There's this pressure to date and go out and have relationships and shit. And if you don't, you know what I'm saying, in high school especially, it's pretty bad. If you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, you're meant to feel like shit because you can't obtain attraction from the opposite sex, and it sucks. YouTube, it really does. One of the reasons why I don't miss high school. You know what I'm saying? My senior year was probably my best year of high school, my favorite year of high school, honestly. Because my senior year of high school, girls actually started talking to me a little bit, and you know what I'm saying? So that was nice. The last couple of years, though, I've noticed personally that women actually acknowledge my existence. I'm not just some piece of dog shit on their stiletto heel, you know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know what the fuck it is that's gotten the opposite sex to start noticing me now. I really don't know what it is, YouTube. I still dress the same. I still have the same long hair. So what, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know, you know. I mean, I'm not complaining in the slightest, to say the least, but, you know, still it's like, I wonder what could have all of a sudden caused a shift in the universe, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? Hold on a second, YouTube, I'll be right back. Had to change my laundry over YouTube. Well, anyway, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. And I'll catch y'all later.